Hey, good morning there. Welcome to my car you're inside of. This is a car that is good because it's a metal box that moves at a very high rate. It can kill things and it can also prevent things from dying. Let's say hypothetically I was walking to work, about a 10 mile walk. There's so many things that could go wrong. A vehicle could hit me. I'm dead. Boom. If I'm in a vehicle, let's just say if I'm walking, I'm on hour 2 of walking to work. I'm on hour 2 of walking to work, and all of a sudden this wild car just comes and blows through me. Boom. If I had this automobile I'm in right now, I would have been there in 10 minutes. Boom. Bypassing hour 2. Hour 2, I could be at work or somewhere else. So, that being said, cars are very good because they prevent you from dying. So we're gonna talk about local coffee place in the area that just opened up, and I believe a little research showed that this place was a West Coast thing. I believe Oregon specifically, but Brew 22. You don't get too excited very often for things opening up, but sometimes you do. And when you do, because the thing is, this place is surrounded in mystery. We're thinking, the fuck's Brew 22? I'm literally going to work like a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, and I'm driving past this like horrible clothing store, and I see this thing that says Brew 22 coming. I was like, Brew? That sounds like a coffee place. And sure enough, it says coffee and espresso. And they do baked goods too, but I haven't tried any of that. So this is just kind of like my early impressions of Brew 22. So Brew 22 is up on State Route 13. I think 366 also is the number, the highway number. It's right in front of Nice Egg, the electric company, and it's right next to the Dunkin' Donuts and the Extra Mart, and then you have the Valero right up the road. But yeah, so Brew 22, it's right next to Dunkin', so that's some pretty tough competition. And like going into it, like I've literally never had it. It's in a parking lot, in a little trailer, a tow-behind trailer, which is awesome. That's mobility. They could probably move it to anywhere they really want. If there's a big event in town, they could probably park their little booth right out there. Boom, boom. Now, the only thing we have like this over here that I've personally seen, other than like, the major chains like Dunkin' and McDonald's and Burger King and all those that offer coffee, Coffee Mania. It's this little, I think there's only 2 of them in our area. I don't even know if there's any more outside of that, but there's 2 in the town of Cortland, and what it is it's exactly that. It's a little shack that you pull up to. There's 2 drive-throughs. So let's say here's your building. So here's your building. One car's gonna come up here. They're gonna say, "Hey, give me some coffee, please." And then there's another car coming on this side. They're pulling up here. "Hey, can I get some coffee?" So they have two different windows to sell coffee from, which is awesome. It's in the middle of a parking lot in front of a sex store. So if you need like a nice butt plug or like a nice vibrator, you can always get your coffee and swing over there. But Coffee Mania is very good coffee. Like, I'll say it right now, Coffee Mania is probably the best coffee you can get in our area. I'm gonna be honest. I've had a lot of good coffees there. The Hawaiian salted lava, I think is what it's called. It's salted caramel with like some type of chocolate, and it's like one of the best iced coffees you can get. The only problem with that place is usually we're dropping at least $10 there. We're dropping more than Starbucks. We're dropping more than Ithaca Coffee. It can get pretty pricey, but that's because I think like each flavor is like 50 or 75 cents. And then taking out ice, because I always do light ice on my coffees, that's an extra like $50 to $1. They nickel and dime you a little bit, but that's the only comparable thing I can say to Brew 22 is there's in Cortland you have that place, but this is Freeville, Ithaca area, so That's about a 20-minute drive the other direction. So how do these guys though like compete? So their strongest asset is definitely their pricing. We've gone like twice now. First day it was like, I think it was $4.20, and it was this, and it was this. So I think I got a 16 ounce. It says it's a 20 ounce, and it might be, but to me it does say 20 ounce in here. To me, it doesn't really feel like a 20 ounce coffee, but I'm used to getting, the 32 ounce coffees from everywhere else. So I don't know if coffee's supposed to be consumed to that degree, but that's definitely how I consume my coffee. But so, like I said, biggest asset is definitely the pricing. We're spending anywhere from like $3.50 to $4.50. I haven't tried the baked goods, like I said. This is just like an early impressions. I've only been there twice. But from what I can say, yeah, they show a lot of promise. They've got a lot of flavors for their coffees. They do different things like chais, and they do tea, and they do water, and they do iced coffee, and I'm sure smoothies and a couple other things like that will be popping up on there. On their Facebook, they mentioned their secret menu, which is cool because a couple of the different crazy flavors. Like the first one I had was a Milky Way. I think it was like chocolate and caramel, which was pretty good. But they're definitely going to be taking away some business from Dunkin', which is always good to do. And seeing as it's right next to there, and it's also a drive-thru, we'll probably go there from now on. I don't know if they have pumpkin yet, though. That is one good thing about Dunkin', is they do have pumpkin right now. I got a nice pumpkin iced coffee yesterday. Put that bad boy in the freezer, dude. It's good. It's very good. You ever use your CD player in your car? I was thinking about that. I don't even know if my laptop has a CD burner, but... I'm in the middle of a college town right now, and I see all these little college girls keep walking. Oh, my baby message me. Can I message while I'm in video mode? Okay, we got that. Alright. We are going on our road trip, my man. And I have to escape this town. I've never had a park so close to a wall before. A little kooky. Ooh, baby. Ooh. Can I just say I will never live in a fucking city? I'm just gonna go on record right now and say that. All these moving trucks, dude. I hate them. So far, I've seen 3 moving trucks within the past 10 seconds. Oh, there's the 4th one. Okay. College Town, Ithaca. Google it and hate it. That's all I can say. That is a nice. Is it a Kia or a Subaru? So I like College Town. Don't get me wrong. Oh. Wave at the college girls as they almost get killed. Yep. Gotta wave at them, man. You gotta keep them happy, man. You gotta wave them, let them know they're part of society. Oh, there's that girl. Yeah, no, fuck it. Craziness. It's gotta be crazy though to live right smack dab in the city. Like, I could never do this shit, you know? I could never do this. But there's people who love this shit, dude. They live here. The thing is, I guess as long as you're not driving, this could be pretty fucking cool. I guess it could be pretty fucking cool at that point. Because think about how much money you'd save by not having a car, driving, or spending gas money or any of that shit. You're probably gonna save quite a bit of money. Which is awesome. And you could, the thing about living here in the city is that, dude, there's so many food options. There's so many food options. You could easily just go and fucking mow. Just fucking mow on food all day, dude. That's what I would do. I'd be like, oh yeah, breakfast food? Oh. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I hate this little city. It's fucking shitty. Let's get some of this J-pop on or because some fucking, what do we got? We got the Ghibli soundtrack. I think this is what this is. I think this is the Ghibli soundtrack. What is this? Don't stare at me, little Indian boy. I will stare at you, and then I'll fucking run over you. I don't know if I can write on red here. I think I can. Let's see what we got. We got a big trick there. Should I write on red? I don't fucking trust this intersection at all, dude. I really don't. What do we got here? You honk at me, I'm gonna honk back at you. What do I mean? Look at all these fucking animals. There's too many. Is it right on red? Turning vehicles yield to pedestrians. Okay, but there's too many of them. It's interesting to go to these colleges because you see all these like young, borderline, like they just got out of high school people. Dude, what the fuck, dude? Get the fuck on the sidewalk. I cannot stand people who ride a bike in the middle of the road. Like they're like almost on the edge of the road. Alright, bro. Should I pass this guy? What am I doing here? Alright, we're passing this fucker. Fuck you, idiot. Fucking idiot. There you go, TCAT. Good job. You did good. You did good, bus man. You turning? You turning? Okay. You hit my car, I'm gonna fucking hit you in the head. This fucking weird little bike boy. Okay, let me keep going. Okay, I'm already through the intersection. Fuck you. I hate college. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, college is weird because you see all these kids that look like they, you know, they literally did. They just graduated high school. You know, 18, 19. Some might even be just like, you know, 17 still. You know, they're not at home anymore. You know, they're on a huge college campus. I've lived here my whole life, and I still don't even fully understand this campus. It's huge. Google Cornell campus and be amused. Be amused at how big this place is. And picture me lost here because it's so fucking huge. But it's also like one of the most diverse places too because there's so many different types of people here, you know? So, like I said, you got these young people, you know, you got these kids from China and Japan and India and, you know, Europe and shit. All these fucks from all these different countries. And then you have these older people here too, you know, you have like legit like 45-year-old men and like 33-year-old women, and you have so many different types of people here. And everyone's coming here to fucking learn. It's pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty fucking cool. Also, I've got this giant fucking infection on my leg, dude. Like, no joke, it fucking killing me right now. Gotta pay some fucking bills. I'm not gonna lie, August has been a very shitty month. We've had a lot of very close calls. I've had to sell a couple things here and there. The thing is, I was gonna make a separate video for this, but I might as well just make this a long Frazzlog. So, I'm not hiding the fact about Nintendo. A lot of people have this nostalgic bias for Nintendo, and I'll admit, when I was younger, I used to have it. And that's the funny thing, like, about 5 years ago on Xbox, maybe even 7, 8 years ago on Xbox, I was regarded as, like, the biggest Nintendo hater. I was a huge Xbox fan, which is funny too, because a lot of people call me Xbox fanboy, and in a way, that's kind of true. Sort of. It's weird. So I have appreciation for games. I love games. Love the fuck out of games. The problem is, I like good games, so I go to where they are. And the thing is, I gotta give it like a little time frame. I was born in 1991. I had played Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, you know, NES, Atari. I played about Atari 2600, you know, Game Boy. I played, you know, basically what was out at the time for my first 10 years of my life. Played a lot of games. A lot of games in my first 10 years. And primarily, I played Nintendo to the point where my username was Big Zelda fan for the longest time on RuneScape, on Pogo, on AOL, like on a lot of different platforms. That was my name, because Zelda to me was the best series out there. It had a story, it had a lot of good gameplay, it had a badass character. It was what I wanted. I loved it. Now let's transfer to, I believe, the end of my 10 years. I think I was in 3rd grade. I was what, 8 or 9 years old. So I'm in 3rd grade and I get my first PS1 for Christmas. So I get my PS1 and I got my demo disc, and guess what game was on there? Other than, like, there was like literally like 20 games on this demo disc. There was like Final Fantasy VIII, there was Crash Bandicoot, there was Metal Gear Solid, there was a shitload of games. I can't remember them all. But the biggest, most important part of that was Metal Gear Solid was on there. So I was a big James Bond fan. I liked Mission Impossible. But Metal Gear specifically, though, appealed to me because you got to be the spy now. You're sneaking around. You're being a spy. I loved it. Spies and ninjas, I got off on the most when I was a kid. Loved them. So I'm playing as you know, Solid Snake in the demo area. Loving it, and I was like, I have to buy this game. So I finally get Metal Gear Solid after a bad story. I'll share this someday. Saying it involves peeing in a bathtub, and it sucks. So I got Metal Gear Solid. I loved it, and you gotta remember, I'm in 3rd grade. I've never played a game that had like this much narrative and like story, and that's the thing. Metal Gear Solid wasn't like any other game. There was so much story to absorb. And I mean, maybe there was some games out there like that. I can't think of any at the time. You know, maybe JRPGs and shit like that. But I had never played a game where there was so much cutscenes, and you know, at any point in the game you can hit back button and call someone, and there you go. You've got another several minutes of dialogue to listen to, and like the game was so like it was so detailed that like every room you went into, if you called, there was pretty much new dialogue in like every room of the game. Or even if you equipped a different weapon, that would encourage new dialogue. So Metal Gear Solid blew my brains away. I was like, this is what a game should be. I should want to care about the characters, and I should get sad, I should get excited, I should be like inspired. Like, this is what a game should be. I loved Metal Gear Solid 1. That game changed me forever. Halo 2 and Metal Gear Solid 1, to this day, are my two biggest influencers Okay, influencers. They fucking got me good. Love them both. So when I'm exiting my first 10 years there, I've been affected by Metal Gear Solid, and this is coming up to the PS2 era. I'm still a huge Nintendo fan. You know, GameCube comes out. I bought that before I bought the PS2. But then I played the PS2 at my cousin's house, and he has Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. I was like, why does this look so good? Why does this play so good? Like, I'm instantly drawn back in. So I forget when I got my GameCube. I think it was like earlier in the year. It was like still winter. Because I think my cousin got it for winter. He got it for Christmas. I think I got mine in like tax time, like February. I'm pretty sure I got mine for at tax time. So I got my GameCube, first GameCube, like 2001 or whatever. 2002 is when it came out. I bought it like that, boom, right there. Got it. So I get my GameCube, I get my Batman game, Batman Vengeance, I get Rogue Squadron, boom, boom, loved it. And then that summer I got Metal Gear Solid 2 with my PS2. And I was like, fuck, dude, these games are getting me again. Still kind of Nintendo fanboy. I've got a PS2 now. And then I don't even know why. I think my mom she knew that like I was such a huge game fan, a collector and stuff. She's like, I'm getting you guys an Xbox for Christmas. So we got Xbox, get really into Xbox, boom, boom, boom. Let's skip forward to like 2005-ish. August 2005, I get Halo 2. At that point, any game I have, any game that I own, instantly lose interest in all of it. I have an Xbox now that's connected to the internet that has Halo 2 on it. All I do from probably that first month, from August like 20th to like, I think it was August 15th was the day I got my Xbox. From August 15th to like probably, I want to say September or October, all I did was play that until Battlefield 2 Modern Combat came out. Then I got that, and then I got Far Cry, and then I got Splinter Cell. But those first like 2 months, that's all I played was Halo 2 online, changing my entire personality, my entire being. I was a different person after Halo 2. I loved Halo 2 so much, and any signs that I was a Nintendo fanboy had deteriorated. I couldn't anymore say, you know, oh, I love Nintendo, they have such fun games, because I'm sitting there looking at my GameCube that's not connected to the internet. If I do want to connect it to the internet, I have to buy the Ethernet adapter, which I had already bought, even before I had the high-speed internet. So I had bought that, I was like, shit, I can't connect this. Oh, let me buy the dial-up adapter. So I have a dial-up adapter, and I have an Ethernet adapter running around my house somewhere. So I've got these adapters. There's only 3 games ever in the GameCube's history that could play online. It was Phantasy Star 1 and 2 and Phantasy Star 3. And then there was, I think, a Madden game or some sport game that nobody played online. So I have all these games. But I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my Xbox, I'm like, I can't play my GameCube online. I can't use a voice communications to make new friendships online. I can't have a friends list and a recent players list and a clan list, and I can't message these people whenever I want, build friendships and shit like that. So instantly I'm like, damn, dude, the Xbox is ahead of the fucking curve. And then I got my PS2's Ethernet adapter, and you know, it wasn't as good as Xbox Live, because Xbox Live was a global platform. You could play any game on there and still be connected to the same friends list. It was the AOL of gaming. It was insane. So PS2 was kind of there, like, okay, we see what you're doing there with the friends list and shit. What we'll do is we'll give the developers the option to include that in their games if they want to. There is no universal platform or anything yet. So like Resident Evil had a different friends list than SOCOM did. So it kind of sucked, but at least it was there. You know, there was an option. So I just, over time, I gradually got away from Nintendo. It's like the longest build up to a story here. So finally I get to where I'm at today. I still buy all the Nintendo platforms, I buy all that shit. But over the past years, I've gotten excited for 3DS games. And then I sell these 3DS games, like Pokemon, for example. Pokemon's a really good example. I owned Pokemon Y the day it came out. I was so excited for that game. I was overnight, so I was up all night anyways, but I waited till like 2 a.m. when the game got online on the eShop, because I wasn't gonna wait till 9 in the morning to go to GameStop. Waited till then. Bought Pokemon Y at 2 a.m. Played it for 40, 50 hours, however long it took me to beat the game. Beat the game. I actually enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I liked Pokemon Y. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was the best Pokemon game since probably Emerald and Sapphire and Ruby. But I really liked it. So I played the shit out of that, and then I was like, I was pretty excited for the next game on Nintendo. So, you know, I got a bunch of shit. What else did I get? I don't know. I've gotten so many games over the years. I bought like Shin Megami Tensei 4, and I bought Persona Q. I've bought probably more 3DS games than I've bought in PS4 and Xbox One games combined. That's how much I've like gotten hyped up over my 3DS. Just there's so many interesting games, or games that appeal to my nostalgia, or shit like that. And I'll buy these games, and then I turn around and then I flip them, I sell them, because either A, I've beaten them and they didn't like encourage me to do it again. I only keep the games that I really like and see myself playing again, because there's just been so many games I've bought and I've never played, or I've beaten. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I buy that? Stupid. And there's a lot of games like that. But what I did is I had to do something. I had to do it dirty. I had to do a dirty deed. I bought my 3DS with my own money for my first job in 2012. I bought my 3DS to play Theater Rhythm, Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm, the rhythm game in Final Fantasy. And I bought it because I was excited for it. And I liked it. I liked the game a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. The sequel was even better. This one's your toads. They're sleeping right now. But anyways, I had so much fun with my 3DS. But I just bought Fire Emblem, Shadows of Valencia. I liked it. But you know what? I also liked Smite on my Xbox One, and that was a free game. And has just about as much story and shit like that I care about. So I don't know. I'm jaded. I'm jaded as fuck. Nintendo has disappointed me so many times that I had to sell my 3DS. Now I had to sell it to make bill money, but I had to get rid of it like for another reason. It's just because I don't need it. I keep spending money on games for it. I keep playing games, you know. I put 40 hours into Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia, and I didn't enjoy the game. Like, on a gameplay level, I enjoyed it because it kept my brain busy. What's up, bud? But as a game itself, I didn't enjoy the game. The story was so stupid. The music was generic. The gameplay was a little different than the last Fire Emblem, but it wasn't bad, and it wasn't, like, exceptional or anything. But I just had to get rid of the DS, because there's nothing on it. But, like, this is all that remains for my DS. I have these two, obviously, because I've had these since they came out. I actually pre-ordered this game back in the day, when our electronics boutique was doing pre-orders. So we have Castlevania. This game is good. I'll keep this game because it's a good game. This game is in a series of 3 games. There's that game, and then there's this game. 999. This is what is on the DS. It's good. I love this shit. It's story-based. You care about shit. It's cool, interesting. Never opened this game. I just have it sealed for whatever reason. One day maybe I'll play it if I get an RPG fix. I have this beautiful game. Love it. Haven't played it yet on the DS, but My fiance got it, so when eventually I do get another DS, I'm gonna get it. This is the best Pokemon game out there. Not selling this. That could be biased. It is biased because Pokemon itself isn't that good of a game. Let's be honest with you. It isn't. There isn't a story. There isn't... Like, the gameplay is the same pretty much every game. So, but because it's the same every game, it's you know, it's above average, I would say. It fills an itch in your head, and it feels good to, like, release that itch or whatever. So, that's that. But it's just one of those games that I want to solve for nostalgic reasons. But the DS itself, though, I had to get rid of. Just there was no point in it. There's the new 3DS XL. No, the new 3DS is what it's called. The new 3DS. But I'm gonna get the XL model eventually, just because there are games on the 3DS that I'm curious about, and like obviously the thing's gonna get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as time goes on. So I'll get it. But right now the 3DS pissed me off because the Xbox has been doing this thing for years where you can, over 10 years actually, yeah. We're going on, this November, it'll be 12 years that the 360 came out. And you've been able to do this since day fucking one. If you want to recover your account on any other platform, let's say your 360 broke and you bought a new one. You could transfer your account over there by just typing in your email, you know, the account that you've made for it. Put your email, put your password in, boom, it recovers your account. You have access to every single game that you've ever bought, every single demo you've ever downloaded, every single trailer you've ever watched. You have access to all of this shit. Now, on the DS, you make same principle. You make an account on there. You can recover your account on any platform, but you cannot re-download the games that you've purchased on there. So I've spent $50 on Pokemon Y. Spent probably $5 to $10 on Pokemon Yellow. I've spent $20 or $30 on this one JRPG. I don't even remember the name of it because it was so bad. I've spent... There was like a blacksmith game I bought. There was another JRPG, something Tower. I bought that. I've spent probably $100 at least on games on there that, from what I understand, I will never be able to re-download again unless I pay for them again. And the thing is, this is how Nintendo makes their money, though. They put in little options to recover. Like, had I bought a new 3DS XL, I could have transferred my saves and my games over to that platform. But I have to own both systems still. So instantly right there, if I'm upgrading a console, I'm not keeping the other console. I'm selling that shit. But what Nintendo wants you to do is to go out there and spend, you know, whatever, $200 to $300 on the new 3DS XL. They want you to spend that money, boom. And then they want you to transfer it, your saves all the way over to that. And then they don't care what you do with it. But it's like, realistically, a person's going to go to GameStop. They're going to trade that DS in for like $80. They're going to get that taken off of the new 3DS XL. And there you go. You've got the new system. But because they put this system in place where they want you to keep your DS so you can keep your saves and your game data, that's not acceptable. That's so fucked up.